We're here.
Maybe I can phone in sick.
Oh, love.
Well, you know how much Joe means to them.
Granted, they're not your average couple, but they're decent enough parents. It's a formality. Any hint of abuse and social services have to investigate. You haven't done anything wrong. She's just going through the motions. She'll tick a few boxes and good sense will out.
I didn't see Zara last night. I thought she was going to punch her lights out.
If you really are that worried, why don't you have a word with Zara? Tell her what happened.
Are you kidding? I would rather stick my head in a blender.
OK, Daniel, then.
Excuse me? Hello? Do you require medical assistance?
Mrs. Tabby?
Dr. Clay, a vagrant is blocking the entrance.
Who are you calling a vagrant? I've got a perfectly good house.
Meg?
Jimmy! Oh! My knee's locked. Give me a hand.
Yeah, come on.
Oh,
How long have you been down there?
since chucking out time.
You have been here all night?
Jerry locked me out.
Ah, OK, come on. Let's go inside. Mrs. Temby, make you a nice cup of tea.
Ooh, I can feel my fingers now.
Meg, you shouldn't be sleeping outside at your age.
Tell me about it. I've got chilblains on my bunions.
Do you want to take a look?
Nah, I'll wee on them later. Anyway, I am not here for my health. I want your signature. I'm going to South Africa
South Africa?
to see my Shelley.
Meg, there's no point in me signing this form for you. The passport service are going to reject it. You can't just scribble out when you make a mistake like that, and you have to redo the photos as well.
What's wrong with them?
Well, you can't wear a hat, for starters, and you're not supposed to smile. Did you read the guidance notes? See, you've got to read the guidance notes before you fill in a form like this. Okay, when you go away, give it another go, pop back later.
You're a diamond, Doc.
Jerry going with you?
No.
If she shows her face here again, I will not be responsible.
We have to keep this in perspective, Zara. She's just doing her job.
She came to our workplace. She interrogated our colleagues. What next? Our families? Our neighbours?
Calm down.
Calm down. We're the talk of the staff room already. How long before it's common knowledge amongst the patients?
Hello,
Dr. Granger, it's Fleur Rogers.
Miss Rogers.
Don't you have anything better to do with your time?
Zara.
I'm sorry?
I thought that social workers were supposed to be overstretched.
We are, Dr. Carmichael. There's sufficient concern over Joe to merit a speedy follow-up. And I'm sure you can appreciate that we need to act quickly under such circumstances.
I need to speak to you both again as soon as possible. Today, ideally.
Today? Well, I suppose we could both be available after morning surgery.
I could be at your house at, let me see, 1:30?
Fine. She needs to speak to us this afternoon.
What about?
I don't know. We'll find out when we see her.
Thought I'd find you here. You're not going through with it.
Yes, I am. Dr. Clay's going to sign my paperwork.
Where's Dave? Meg, what have you done with him?
Dave's fine in his new home.
He was fine in his old home. You had no right to sell him.
I didn't have no choice, love. How else am I going to get my hands on 500 quid?
Not by thieving off me.
Get over it.
You stole my best friend and flogged him to some bloke in a pub. That's evil, that is.
I've got to get to South Africa. Shelley needs me.
She doesn't need you. You're a lousy mother. You always were. Now, give me the cash and tell me who's got him.
No.
Oh.
My daughter is more important than a parrot.
Come in.
You know, I spoke to the social worker yesterday. I didn't want to.
What?
Well, she was asking me how you were as people and how you were with Joe, you know, parents and all that, you know. And of course I said you were brilliant, but I might have overcompensated. You know, you kind of came out a bit panicky, and I just went on and on. So it might have sounded a bit suspicious. I'll let you get that.
Oliver.
Daniel, hi. Have you got a minute?
Yeah, social services contacted you by any chance?
Yes, Fleur Rogers, Child Protection. She wants access to your records. I've informed her that she needs to put a request in writing, but, well, once the paperwork comes through, I have to release your files.
Just let her have them.
Where patient confidentiality is concerned, I prefer to have a formal application on record.
Okay. Thanks for letting me know. And, if she has any questions, I'd appreciate it if you just cooperate with her fully.
Of course.
Yep. Everything seems to be in order.
Where is she?
Hurry up.
You cannot go in there.
You are not going to South Africa.
Yes, I am.
Over my dead body.
No. I am so sorry, Dr. Clay.
It's okay, Mrs. Abbott. Mr. Baker, why don't you grab a seat? Meg, we talk about this sensibly.
Look, she doesn't do anything sensibly. She's mental.
It's perfectly natural that your wife would want to go and see her daughter.
See?
Shelley emigrated to get away from you. Why don't you think we've heard from her for 25 years?
She telephoned last week. She wants to see me.
You were dreaming. It was a dream. You were blathered, you silly old soak.
I spoke to Shelley and I am going to South Africa, so that's that. You whistled remnant.
We already agreed how to deal with this ridiculous investigation, so what's to discuss?
Okay, I've changed my mind. We have to tell the truth.
Are you crazy?
Lying got us into this situation. We have to tell her what really happened before things get any worse.
If you're honest with her, she will use that to take Joe away from us, so we stick to the story.
No more stories.
But we agreed.
Oliver rang. She's requested access to my counselling records.
But medical records are confidential.
Not when it comes to child protection, you know that. Now, she's going to find out what I did. And I would rather that came from me, face to face, than she were to read it in Oliver's notes.
Rob.
I hear you saw Mr. and Mrs. Baker this morning.
Get your hands off me!
What's going on?
They're under arrest. They got picked up about half an hour ago from the Frog and Goat. Mrs. Baker's injured.
I know my rights.
Dirty voice, though.
Yeah. Tell me about it. Well, she's accusing her husband of assaulting her, and she's insisting that you examine her.
And I want my money back.
It's not your money, you thieving witch!
Hey!
Will you two keep it down?
Now, I know I shouldn't ask this, but will you come over, please?
Come on then, Joe. Let's get you all spruced up for the interfering state flunky.
Daniel?
Yeah.
Daniel, look. Darling, darling.
To be honest with you, Meg, your injuries are more consistent with a fall than being punched in the face. You want to tell me what happened?
I sold some of his stuff. He was trying to get the money off me, and I went over.
So he didn't hit you?
Jerry and me have had our ups and downs, but he's never knocked me about.
Why'd you say that he did?
I was mad. He didn't understand. I have to get to South Africa. Now, that's my daughter, Shelley. She's a nurse.
When was the last time you saw her?
Oh, a couple of months after that was taken. 1988. She left the week Princess Beatrice was born. Can't say I blame her. I wasn't a very good mother.
So you haven't had any contact since she left?
Well, not since she called last week, said she wanted to see me.
She asked you to visit?
Look, can't remember exactly. I'd had a few. She said that she had some bad news, and then she hung up.
And you didn't call back?
I don't have her number. That's why I've got to get to South Africa.
Well, it's been 25 years. Shelley's probably moved. Why don't you wait until she calls back?
What if something's happened to her? Since the call, I've been seeing her. Just glimpses. In the pub, walking down the street.
The mind can play tricks on you, especially after a few drinks.
I've got to know what's happened to her, Jimmy. I can't bear it.
What happened?
I don't know. It was just there.
Did he bang himself? What are you doing?
She'll be here in a minute.
Yeah, we've got to show her.
No. Joe, darling. What's happening to you, my
Zara,
love?
we can't hold this back.
Yes, we can.
We've done nothing wrong.
That's not how she'll see it. Do you plan on disclosing it before or after you admit to shaking him?
Didn't.
Please. Come on, darling. Come on, darling. There, don't you look smart in your cardigan?
Come through.
Can we get you anything to drink? A coffee?
No, thank you. As a result of my inquiries, I have some more questions. Same routine as before. I need to speak to you both separately.
Okay, I'll go first.
Right, we'll be in the kitchen.
I'm so sorry, love.
There's 600 quid here. I thought you sold it for 500.
I got 200 for your laptop.
Where's the rest of it?
Flight of Fancy, 6:30 Kempton Park. Fell at the first.
Oh.
Where are you going?
Just leave me alone, Meg. I can't be around you just now.
Just so you know, I've spoken to Oliver Clark, and I've asked him to cooperate with your inquiries. I want to be upfront about my treatment. So the reason that I was having counselling was because I was suffering from postnatal depression.
Would you like to elaborate?
Yeah, I love Joe very much, but it was totally overwhelming. You know, and there were times when it was so hard that I wish he'd never been born. You know, I loved him and I hated him too. And I know that's wrong, and I can't quite believe I'm saying it, but that's how I felt. And it was how I was feeling this one time. This one time when I came really close to hurting him. He was screaming. We were alone, and I just wanted him to stop. So I shouted at him. My tiny, helpless little baby boy. I shouted at him, and he screamed louder. So I picked him up, and I just wanted the noise to go away.
What happened?
That's when Zara came in, and she took him and she left, and that's when he went to A&E.
That's what prompted the split.
She's a good mother. You know, she saw that I was out of control, and she did the right thing. Because if she hadn't come in then...
How did you feel in that moment when you had Joe in your grasp? What did you feel?
Rage. Blind rage.
Shelley. Shelley.
So, at what point did you seek professional help?
A couple of months after the incident with Joe.
Why did you wait?
Because I didn't think that I had a problem. I was in what you might call denial.
So what changed?
A friend, a colleague, recognised the symptoms of postnatal depression and convinced me to see a therapist. And Oliver helped me to realise that my behaviour and the way that I felt about Joe were related to the illness.
And how did you feel about Joe?
I was jealous of him. He made me feel inadequate when he wouldn't take the bottle. How pathetic is that?
And now?
Oh, now he's my beautiful little prince, and I love him unconditionally.
Even when he's demanding? Bawling his head off?
Even then. I face my demons. I'm no threat to Joe.
I am so sorry to interrupt, Dr. Clay, but a woman has collapsed outside.
Is she conscious?
Well, the student did not say.
He was starting to grizzle. So I was in the kitchen and I heard Daniel shouting at Joe. Shouting at our baby. So I ran in here and said, "Why are you yelling?" And he was standing, holding Joe at arm's length, looking wild. So I grabbed Joe and went straight to the car.
What did you see that made you react so conclusively?
I've gone over and over it in my mind. It all happened so fast.
But you clearly believed that Joe was in enough danger to remove him from his father for several months.
Yes.
So why did you go back to him?
Because now I understand that Daniel was ill. He was suffering from an illness, and he has sought treatment, and we've put it behind us.
Can you envisage a situation now where Daniel would be a danger to Joe?
No.
Daniel admits that he was drinking alcohol at the time.
No, Joe is safe with his father. I have absolutely no doubt.
Are you afraid of Daniel?
No.
Has he ever been violent towards you?
Do I look like I'd put up with that for 1 second?
Well, I'd be surprised, but a lot of women in abusive relationships are amazingly adept at hiding the fact.
I would not tolerate for 1 moment any form of abuse towards me or my son.
Where's Jimmy?
Oh, he's trying to contact Mr. Baker.
That's my Shelley. I saw her just now. I did. And I know I've had a few, but it was her. She spoke to me.
Meg, the ambulance is here, okay, so let's get you to hospital.
No.
But your husband is going to be waiting for you at St. Phil's. He's very worried.
I've got to find Shelley.
Shelley's not here, Meg.
She is here. You've got to believe me. You've got to help me find her, Jimmy, please.
Dr. Clay, may I have a word?
Just give us a minute.
The student who reported Mrs. Baker's accident, well, she looked like the girl in the photograph of her daughter. And she also had a South African accent.
How old did you say she was?
She was very young. 19, 20 maybe?
Shelley would be in 40s now.
Leave me alone. I want
Meg,
Shelley.
Meg. Just wait, okay? And we think you've broken your wrist, okay? You need to get some treatment.
But Shelley...
Yeah, I know that you want to find Shelley, okay? If you go with the paramedic, I promise I'll help you.
Promise?
Promise. Do you have a deal? Good. Neil, could you... Come on. Mr. Stanley, could you dig out the number for the student services, please? There can't be that many South African students on campus, could there?
Oh.
Good afternoon. Sorry to bother you. Can I speak to Dr. Clay, please?
Please, help yourself.
Thanks. And thank you both for your cooperation. I realise it can't have been easy opening up like that.
Oh, it's all right, Joe, darling. Joe, look how hot and bothered.
Probably do with losing a layer.
All right, Joe, darling, come on. Let's take your cardigan off. Give me your little arm. And out. Thank you very much. Now we have this handout.
May I? Just... can I have a little look? Can I?
Thank you.
Is this new bruising? I need to know how it happened.
We don't know how it happened, all right? It wasn't there when I got him dressed this morning. He's a toddler. He probably toddled into something.
Daniel?
If I knew what was causing the bruises, I would tell you.
So now you know as much as we do, okay?
No, I'm afraid it's not okay. Joe's going to need to be medically examined as soon as possible.
Meg!
Oh, but careful. I broke my wrist.
Oh, sorry, love.
I saw Shelley. She hasn't changed a bit. I did.
Haven't they seen to you yet?
Got to sober up first. I had a few after you went.
Oh, Meg.
Shelley?
Amy.
Meg, this is Amy, Shelley's daughter. She's on a gap year.
Shelley's daughter? You've been following me about?
I'm sorry if I upset you. I tried to explain on the phone, but you were,
Drunk.
So that were you. You are the spitting image. Isn't she, Cherry?
Aye.
How is she?
Meg, Shelley died 6 months ago. She had ovarian cancer.
Oh, oh Cherry. Our baby's gone. Was she happy before she went sick?
very happy. We all were.
I couldn't make her happy. I wanted to.
I think she knew that.
She didn't hate me.
Mom and Dad celebrated their 20th wedding anniversary the year before she died. They had a big party. She spoke about you to that night. She said you were like Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton, minus the glamour.
Oh, Jerry. You hear that?
Yeah.
Meg, doctor's ready for you.
You will wait for me, won't you? I won't be long.
Of course.
Look after our granddaughter.
This isn't down to us. Some underlying condition must be involved.
Well, the examination will help clarify that.
And who exactly will be examining Joe?
I'll arrange an appointment with a consultant paediatrician.
Okay, we're going to go private because we need that done as soon as possible.
And I'll speak to Oliver Clark. This case is still very much open.
Anything else?
If it becomes necessary, is there a friend or a family member that could take Joe for a period of time?
My son is not going anywhere.
I would advise you to nominate someone, otherwise social services will choose for you.
Jed,
He's not well enough.
What about your family?
my mother lives in Greece and there's no one else.
I cannot believe we're having this conversation.
I'm trying to help you here. Okay, Joe's safety trumps how you and I feel about the situation. The fact is, he may need to go into temporary foster care, and if that happens, he won't be returning home until we are convinced that he is not in danger.
These are non-accidental injuries.
There's no way that it can be an injury.
Yeah, well, maybe she injected Chloe with something to make her sleep.
You know me, Doctor. You know I'd never hurt her. What if he's really sick and I can't look after him? What if he's taken into foster care and we never get him back?
Coming up tonight, the 60s